But there are some of your best employees. They're probably your best employees not because they simply do what's on the job description. They bring that it factor, that piece that we can't quite put our finger on necessarily, but that makes them special. That it factor, we've got to try and capture that. Whatever it is in your terms, you've got to capture that. What makes that person so good? And don't say they have a great attitude. I can't measure that, okay? Sue has a great attitude. When people come to me and say, Ed, you got to help me with Joe, he's got a bad attitude. I don't know what that means. Help me understand why you believe he's got a bad attitude. What observable behaviors indicate he has a bad attitude? And I challenge people the same way when they say, well, you know, Sue's a great worker. She has such a great attitude. Okay, but what is that? If we can capture that concept of great attitude in observable behaviors, now I can start to take those observable behaviors and say, those are critical skills. Those are things I want to capture in my next employee. But they have to be observable. Attitude isn't observable, but the behaviors that result from the attitude are. And so when you think about putting these critical skills together, that would be my challenge for you. Try and capture that it factor. If you follow sports, they'll say, oh, so-and-so, he's got that intangible it factor. It's like we know what it is when we see it, but we have a hard time defining it. I will challenge you to define that in the observable behaviors. Is it something about the way they interact with their teammates or your patients? Is it something about how they're maybe an informal leader in the workplace? People look to them for guidance because they have that sense of self-assurance. Are they calm under pressure? Key in your organizations. Do they have a pleasant demeanor? Do they not get flustered under stress? You know, if you can start to define out those things, now you can say these are key pieces for me that I can recruit against, I can interview against to ensure that I'm getting the same types of candidates into my open roles.